So the first thing I'm going to talk about is this thing. And I don't know if you've looked on your syllabus for your DMath class, but one of the things they mention is that your final exam, at least, will be taken on ProctorU. And I just want y'all to be aware of this. That way you don't cut corners in the class. What this means, you're going to have to set up a camera and you're going to take your final exam kind of under surveillance. They did this in, I think, most classes that we teach now, and it's just, I think they're super concerned about cheating, and so this is their counteraction, I guess, to try to keep people honest. So it's going to be super, super tough. So one of the things you might have heard from other math, and you might have done it in high school, is you might have held up your phone and taken a picture of your problem, and I think photo math helps you do that. So I'm not worried about you knowing what it is, because some of those programs you can take a picture of it and it'll help you. So if you see the answer, it's like, oh, okay, that's what they were looking for. So it is a good tool. You just have to use it the right way and don't make it to where it's doing all the work for you instead of you learning how to do that. And that's what I'm here for. Inside your class, it kind of looks like this. Actually, before you get there, you probably have a list of classes. Inside this list of classes, you'll see an NCBM, which is the lab class, and then you probably have a DMath class. It says DMTH is what it is. But let's go in here and look at one of these. In the information section, you can see this little course handbook. Let me run through this real fast. If you haven't looked through this, you can look at it anytime you want. I do have my email written down right here. If you're ever on campus, you can find me in room 209. That's upstairs, and it's actually the Shahan Event Center. I actually need to fix this slide because it used to be called the Cypress Center. I think on my information, I think I say that it is the Shahan Event Center, but I'm usually upstairs in my lab. I'm hardly ever in my office, which is room 134. But there's my email address, just in case you're emailing me from a non-Lamar College email. You have two responsibilities in this lab. That's to either come to an online session or an in-person session. And it's just, you're supposed to do it weekly. You'll have weekly credit. And the other thing to do is to just do your Hawks homework, okay? So you can see that inside your Hawks, you'll have a link to the online lab, which is super, super easy to do. You just click on that when I give the available times. Right now I only have Monday listed as when I'm doing it in those morning times. There's going to be other times that I do it. I might do it on a Saturday or maybe on a Tuesday. I'll hardly be available on Wednesdays or Fridays. But if you want to meet any other time, if you're having trouble during the week with certain problems, you're more than welcome to shoot me an email and say, Mr. Morris, it's imperative that I meet. And I'll find some time to meet up with you. So just keep me posted on how you're doing and how often you want to meet, and if the times just aren't working out for you. If you come into lab, I'm going to really require you to spend an hour. You'll notice that I'm going to be a little bit more lenient with y'all just because there's a reason you're taking online class. I'm assuming that your life's just super, super busy, and I won't really require y'all to spend the full hour, because being an online student, you probably need to get real good at just self-learning, self-teaching. It's just kind of a part of being an online student. So this is what I really like about attendance. We did lose 3 weeks of school, so it's really, I guess, 11 weeks long. So we're going to be graded on 10 of that. So you kind of get a free week to just miss as far as checking in on here. And you'll notice that you can actually miss a little more than that. But really, all I'm asking you to do is just, if you're cruising through it and you're not having any problems, I just want you to at least check in and tell me that you're doing all right and that you're learning the stuff. So, I mean, you can see that that's kind of easy to do. Just tell me hi, and I'll ask how you're doing. You're going to tell me you're doing good, and I'll say that's all right. As far as the assignments go, when you do an assignment, you don't email me then. You're going to wait until you finish an entire chapter. So some of y'all are starting with chapter 8. Some of y'all are starting with chapter 13. I don't want you to send me anything until after you finish the whole chapter of that, okay? And then you're going to send me just a picture. I'm not particular about how you do it. You can do it with your phone. You can take a screen grab from your computer, however you want to do it, to let me know you've done it. And it's going to kind of look like this paper right here, this little screen grab that I got from a student here, which just basically shows all the sections from chapter 12, and then it does kind of spill into what they've done in chapter 13. But you'll notice that they did a few late. I won't count off for anything late. Y'all all have different instructors, so I don't have due dates for me. Just turn it in by the end of the semester, and you'll never see anything counted off. I don't grade your tests, so it doesn't matter what you make on your test in your other class, and I don't grade the reviews either. Okay, so once again, the grading comes from 50% Hawks assignments and 50% attendance. Okay, so because of that, this is kind of the grading method. And I'll explain why on the next slide, why we've set the bar at being 75. So you won't get a normal grade in this lab class. You're either going to get an S, which means that you passed the lab, or you're going to U, which means that you were unsatisfactory in passing the class. So basically you fail it, okay? So like I said, on the grade report, don't look for an A, B, C, D, or F. It's going to be an S or a U at the end of the semester, okay? The reason why they wanted it that is because they didn't want me to send them the letter grades, the other math teachers, because this class counts for 10% of your other math class. They just want to really put the emphasis on you showing up here, just having a relationship with me. That way I can help you do good in the class. I try not to over-explain things. I try to keep it as simple as possible and make sure that you understand it. So that's kind of my goal, is to make sure that you really, really understand this stuff. And I'll do whatever it takes. I'll draw pictures and do all kinds of different stuff to help you wrap your brain around it, because I know it is. Some of it's just super, super difficult, and some of y'all hate math a whole bunch. Okay. As far as supplies go, I don't know if anybody's gone on campus to buy a book, but I would tell you not to, if that's saved you from doing it, because you can just purchase it through your Hawks link. You'll click on Activate and just buy it through there. You can also go up to the bookstore. I think it's like, I don't know, $8 more, I think, at our bookstore to buy just the access code. And I'd tell you that's all you really need to buy. There's actually a link up at the top that is to an online version of the book. Okay. The other thing I'd tell you to need, especially for the students that are in intermediate algebra, you're going to need a good TI-83, TI-84 calculator. It'll help with all kinds of different stuff. You'll find that it just makes life easy, and you'll need it as early as this first chapter. Chapter 13 has times when you'll really, really want it. As it progresses on in the course, you'll find that these numbers are way, way bigger, and it's harder to manage those. But you can check out these calculators on campus, and I hope that y'all can, anybody that wants it and needs to, can make it up to campus. All you have to do is just go to the library and then tell them that you need a calculator, and then just go over to the Shahan Event Center and get a math teacher to sign off on it. If you have to, go to there's a lady that's a secretary, she's administrative assistant, just right there on the left. Tell them, hey, I need to check out this, and just find a math teacher to sign off that you're in a math class, and they'll let you check it out for the whole semester. Okay. Some students go and buy them at pawn shops. That's another good way to find them. Otherwise, you're going to end up paying like $100 for one of those calculators. I think it's well over 100, 120, something like that. But you can get them at a pawn shop for a reasonable amount. Here's my email address again. So here's a DMath class. So I'm going to click on this one. This one's a pre-algebra class, but that'll be just fine. Okay. So most of y'all, when you go into your DMath class, you have a few different things. Most of y'all probably have, I think they put most of them in this content section. Okay. Some of them might even have like another section that says course content. Click on that maybe. But you're looking for something that looks like this. This is the quick launch. As soon as you click on this, it should take you straight into Hawks. and it automatically enrolls you. You'll see your name up here on the top right. You're like, all right, I'm all set up. This right here is where your assignments are going to be listed. You'll see your test in here, all kinds of different stuff. Okay, so once you go in this class, let me show you a quick little thing. If you want to see just a full list of the lessons that Hawks has, you can actually click on lessons and click on all. But you can click on this all and it gives you a full list of the class. So if your math teacher isn't assigning stuff as fast as you want them to, you can control your pace. And you're going to do, just make sure you're looking at the syllabus, especially for those in intro, because once you get into chapter 11, there's quite a bit of problem or sections that they don't do in chapter 11. So just refer to your syllabus and see the actual lessons that you're actually going to be covering. Otherwise, you're going to be doing stuff that you don't even need to do, which doesn't hurt you, but you're just kind of spinning your wheels. And you'll find that you won't even need to know this matrices and the Gaussian elimination methods for college algebra. That it's super, super hard math. And if you can do it, and you like to do it for fun, but I don't know if anybody really wants to do that. But yeah, you can look at anything here that you're wanting to do as far as your math assignment. So you can skip around, see this wasn't even assigned. So you can click on that and take on your lesson. But let's look at chapter 8 because that's what a lot of people are looking at. It's divided into these 3 sections. This learn section is all about learning how to do it. You'll find videos in there. It shows you or just explains what each lesson's all about. Practice is exactly what it is. You practice a little bit, and certify is where you actually get credit for it. Let's go into practice for a second because I do want to talk about it. Some people just figure it out right away, but the 2 things that I want to show you this is that you have actually it's just one thing, but you have a tutor button here, which kind of gives you things how to do it. This one doesn't actually walk you through it. You'll find that a lot of these sections that actually walks you through how to do each problem. But you can also click on this, which gives you straight the solution for the problem. So it shows you what you actually should have done as far as plotting this on the graph. You'll find that a lot of times it gives you the answer down here with it, but some of y'all might just want to learn that. You might look at it and go, okay, that's the problem. What are they looking for? And so after you do that, and it gives you the answer, you can click try similar and actually try to get it right after you've seen them, what they're showing you as far as how to do it. Inside my class, I'm going to give you some resources too. So one thing that I have here in content is this link to Hawks TV. This gives you videos that Hawks has made. You just go down to the chapter that you're in, and that's exactly what we're looking at there. So you can look at these same things. It has a video showing examples from every section. It has a video overview, which is what that is. You can watch it and learn how to do it. Let's close that down. So also in here, you'll see that I've made videos for you. So you can watch me doing, and I post them on YouTube, and you can watch me do every problem that you're looking at from this stuff as well too. And you can skip around, put on the closed captions if you don't want to wake people up or just bore yourself to death with my voice, but you'll find that's on there as well. Okay. I found that a lot of people like to do this video and then open up their homework next to it. That way they're kind of working side by side, and then they can reference the problem and just kind of skip around and find it in their certify. I mean, it's pretty good. Okay. Hopefully I can keep up with doing videos. Like I said, it is a pretty busy semester. I got 35 of these labs, so it's gonna be fun to do. So I am gonna open it up to questions. I think I covered everything that I wanted to. So if you do have a question, unmute yourself and just ask it if you got it. I will say this before y'all ask the question. Remember I said that the grading thing is 75, and that's kind of the mark you're trying to hit. You're not trying to get an A in this class. You're just trying to get over that 75. That way you just pass it, because you're just going to get an S. Okay, so don't chase an A in this class. Just use it when you need to. I don't really want to bog you down with trying to make an A. And I think that's the beauty of what they've let us do. Let me stop sharing this because this is driving me crazy. But if you make a 75 in here, which makes it to where you can do your assignments, and then you only really have to check in the lab about half the time, which really takes away the urgency to show up every week. And so I really want you to not see it as a thing you have to do, but more as a resource to kind of help you through this class. But,
Mr. Moore, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you mentioned that you'll be doing this every Monday. Will you be doing this? You will be like live streaming every Monday, but are you doing it like every day, or is it only just the Mondays?
Just Mondays for right now. I'll do Thursday this week. I might be on, like I said, I might be able to do Tuesdays. Tuesdays will probably be my next best day to be able to do it. Thursdays will be kind of spotty. I got a son that plays middle school football. I got a daughter who's a cheerleader in high school, so Fridays are out for me. And then I'm busy on Wednesdays, so it's gonna be tough to pull those off. But I probably will do a few Saturdays as well. Probably makes through the semester. Just like I said, just let me know if you're having a week where it's like, hey, I want to get credit. I can meet with you real quick too, like late at night or early in the evening, even on those days too. So I'm gonna try to be as available to y'all as I possibly can. I don't want to make it super difficult to earn credit.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. But yeah, just communicate with me and say, hey, I want to meet this week, and Mondays is terrible for me. So if you're one of those, just let me know. So I do want to show you this. So I do have another camera that doesn't show my face, that actually shows this, and this is what I do. So once you ask a question, this is kind of what I do. I just work things out on paper. You can see that this is actually just from spring and summer, and this is just the stuff that I've saved, not the. And I do front and back, that way I use all this. But you can see that I draw pictures on here too, to try to show you how to do it and show you formulas, and I do all kinds of different things to try to explain things to you. So I want you to really understand this. And so that's kind of my goal. Let me see if I missed any questions. Are the meetings mandatory? I mean, attendance is part of it. So, but like I said, if you do all your assignments, then you really only have to do half the attendance. And even the attendance, you don't have to be here for the whole hour. As long as you check in with me and talk to me and tell me that that you're learning it and you're doing okay. Even if you hang around for a little bit, just so I can kind of explain just a subject to you, that's good too, even if you're having a little bit of trouble. So you don't have to do a whole hour. Just give me a little bit of time so I can talk to you and make sure that you're doing okay. Face-to-face in the afternoon, I think the latest, I'll be at school until 5, at least on Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you wanna catch me up at the school, then I won't stay much later than that. And I don't know if there's any other instructors up there then, but you don't have to do any on campus labs. No, you don't have to have the book, just the access code. In fact, in an online class, there's really no need for you to have the physical book unless you just want the copy of it. Now, if you show up to more classes, you don't get extra participation. In your DMAT class, they should be updating it. I'll try to do an updated schedule as far as the pacing of it. But you'll find that your other math instructor will really kind of set the pace for it. But I like to put mine on there. That way I'm telling you what you should do each week. And it's basically the same as what they're doing. I think it's probably identical to what they're saying. yeah, just look at theirs. Like I said, my due dates aren't firm. As long as you've done everything by the end of the semester, I don't count off if you turn in chapter 8 on the last day of the semester. But I will update it. Like I said, I'll post this on the information page. That way you can go back and look at it and see if I covered something that you missed. But does anybody else have any other questions? I said it'd only take 20 minutes. I went over by 15. I apologize for that. And if anybody wants to stay around and work on some stuff with me, I'll run you through that too. So for the rest of y'all, I'm gonna stop recording and then I'll work with some students if anybody hangs around. But I appreciate y'all coming, and I look forward to working with y'all.